Bonnie Schetski. I'm an artist, a multidisciplinary artist, teacher, printmaker, and lover of nature, especially the healing power of water.
Your work explores the properties of water. Why is water so meaningful to you, and how does your art express that meaning?
All right, so this is a journey. It's a long story, but I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and I got super sick. And through that journey, I just started going to water. Like if you pray over water, it can literally transform from these dark, mucky crystals when you freeze them into, and if you pray over them, they become these beautiful, symmetrical, intricate rainbows. So like they're gorgeous. And so it was that work of Dr. Emoto that I started like praying over my water and putting words of like healing, health, love on my distiller. And then along with that, I would live by the Sugar River. So I would walk the berm down in Belleville, Wisconsin every day. And it was just a sanctuary to just go and be in nature and hear the birds and just to slow down and really to begin to see the natural cycle of life through nature, like how there's a season for everything and there's always hope. Like in a dark, cold winter, spring comes, there's always a cycle. And so just sitting and slowing down and observing nature. And then in this journey, I also got very lucky and fortunate that I got to go to a group called First Ascents, where patients under 40 who have cancer get to go out on these wild, awesome adventures. So I got to go out whitewater rafting out on the West Coast out in Oregon. And I met for a week with like 20 other people. Didn't know anybody, but we were all on this journey. And so in that whitewater kayaking experiences, we're like all physically challenged from just side effects of treatment or just like the insanity of the trauma of that. And so we're challenging ourselves to do things that we probably would have never done if it wasn't for that journey and like being with these people. And then just the great group of leaders who surrounded us and encouraged us. And they're like, we're right here. If you flip and you go under. So it's like really pushing yourself physically and mentally. And so just that water, like just being in the presence of water and waterfalls, like just negative ions are rolling off of that. And that's really good for your health and healing. And so that became another aspect of why water is so important to me.
How do you translate that process, I guess, through your art? What is that process like?
So the channeling of the healing through the water and the processes, it's like I can look at water and I can just sit and observe, like in some of these different paintings, just like you go through a trial in life. And it's like looking at the water, like I have a piece here that's called Breakthrough. And it's literally like there's little rapids that you're going through. And I know a lot in life, like you're going through things. And for me, it's like the water is a metaphor for life a lot of times of like how we have to ride the currents to get around things or just go with the flow. And then sometimes there's like those really great seasons of life where you're kind of in the lazy river. And then you have seasons where it's really turbulent. And like some of these smaller pieces here, like tossed, right? Like you're underneath the currents of the water and there's these objects. And sometimes when you're like, if you're whitewater kayaking, you go under the water and you can't see, but you have to go back on your instincts of like, I have to like put my back up, keep my butt up so I don't slam into things. And I have to just try to keep going to the surface until I can hit the surface and take a breath again. So it's just getting that tossed around. And I think life does it as it refines us to be better people and to go into our call.
You use a lot of different mediums, painting, watercolor, photography. Are there certain features of each one that you feel capture water in different ways, capture these different kinds of experiences?
Yeah, so as a teacher and mentor, I've experimented and played with tons of different mediums, and I like the versatility of it. And so for me, it's really when I come to create a body of work or a piece of work, it's really like what medium is best going to communicate the story, the essence, the feel that I'm trying to capture in a collection or in a body of work. So like these photographs, it's called the Promises Collection. And it was really right place, right time, and being obedient, because I don't feel like I could ever recreate these pieces. It was like I went out hiking, I went to go sketch for the day, and then I started playing around with my camera. And I just started taking these amazing photographs of this waterfall, and the light was in the right area. Like, it was just magnificent. So I'm like, I could have never captured that painting. And I've tried to replicate some of the photographs, and sometimes they just don't replicate, because there's something about capturing a moment in an instance, and that's a sweet spot. And that's like the little gem. And then there's sometimes where you're literally capturing for references photos, but then there's so much more emotion that's pulled into, or experience that comes into a painting or a drawing or watercolor or a paper cut or whatever that is. So that's how it changes based on the medium and a different focus. And I think internally, each medium kind of speaks to a different part of my soul in different ways, or my overall personality. So to me, it's important to be working in different mediums because they all feed into each other. So if I'm working on a painting and I'm doing a paper cut, I can discover something in that paper cut that that painting needs, or vice versa. So I think they all really intermingle together.
So you're an educator and a mentor, and you teach a lot of art classes. What's something that you tell, or advice that you give to artists that are just starting out and trying to kind of find themselves?
Yeah, so no matter what your age, young or old, we're all designed to be creatives. If that is creative in engineering, gardening, making art, music, whatever that is, I say go for it, follow your heart, and find people who you met, who you look up to, who you really are like, wow, they're doing something and I want to know how to do that. Meet those people, mentor under them, take workshops with them. That's all you need. And you need a team of people who support you in your artistic goals, because creating in a studio in a space can be very isolating and lonely at times. And there's good to that, but it's really good to have people around you who are super encouraging and like they're on the same journey that you are, to just give you feedback or say, hey, I'm going through this. So I would say, yeah, follow your soul, make the art that you want. Eventually your style, what you're into, is going to bubble up to the surface.
I like that metaphor.
It's true.
How has disability influenced your practice of art making?
So I will say, I don't think I would be where I am today if I hadn't gone through my cancer journey, because I was so busy working, doing all the things that we do in life, that I didn't take time to slow down and be present. And so that really made me slow down. And I also can say, just mentally, there's something so healing and great that comes when I can sit and just draw and paint or be present in nature. Like, I can look at my drawings, like watercolors, and I can see if one was really fast and like my brain was really scattered and I'm thinking of all the things I have to do, versus one where it's like, hey, I was really at peace. I get to sit down and just enjoy the process. So it's really like this mental break that we all need from gadgets, technology, and to just go back into nature and the sun and just the sounds that are in nature. They're just all so restorative for our souls and our minds and our bodies, that it's like, get outside, go outside, be in nature, go explore, go have fun. That's what we're created to do and be. Like, go on an adventure. Even if it's just in your backyard, there's so much to explore.
Well, how has working with AFA impacted your artwork and your outlook as an artist?
AFA has always been this place to come to of whenever you come in that door, there's smiling faces and encouragement. Like, that is every time I've walked in the door. It's like, hi, we're so happy to see you. For me, AFA has been just have it being a support system that encourages you where you're at with what you have. And they're like, we want to come along with you on this journey, and we want to take what you're doing and bring it to the masses. like this is good. And just encountering some of the people at the Creative Power ceremony, or just like the choir sang a song, and it was like, just keep going. It was so encouraging. It was like, man, you're right. We all need to just keep going. Like, I want to record them and say, play it back when I'm having a rough day. Like, just keep going. Things are going to get better. So just a great place of encouragement and inspiring. Mm-hmm.
That's good to hear.
It really is. Like, I don't know if you guys recognize it, but I've always seen like, whatever's happening, it's like, nope, this is a great place to be. You're nurtured, you're loved, you're seen for who you uniquely are. And there's an authenticness to this place, which like the veils, the masks seem like they can come off and you can just be you. And there's no judgment. There's no, you have to perform a certain way. You just show up and be and have fun. And that's all you have to do. It's great. It's really great. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, my final question is, what was your experience winning a Creative Power Award?
I was honored. I was like, what? That's amazing. Thank you. I just felt really honored that my piece was chosen. And I kind of talked a little bit about, waiting and watching everybody else's talents go up and they're sharing their creativity. But one part of that evening that really sticks out to me is we were kind of standing in the back with other people receiving awards. And the guy who was singing that night, I can't remember his name, he was a guest artist, and he came and sang, and he was like talking to us. And then another one of the gentlemen here was like, I sing too. And he had a song and he sang for us. And I was like, you wrote that song, you sang that song, and it's the most beautiful song I've ever heard. Like, just that talent, to me, that was like a super sweet spot. You guys were both there, so you remember it. And it was like, oh, that was like the greatness of it. It's like just honoring everybody for their uniqueness. And that's what was really beautiful. It's like, you don't have to fit in a box. You're not supposed to. This is your own artistic talent, or singing, or dancing, or music. And that was all honored there. And it was fun to see and meet everybody.
Is there anything else we want to discuss? Is there anything that you would like to share further beyond what we've already done?
I don't think so. I feel like we nailed the metaphors, talked a little bit about each body of work, and I think we covered a lot of it.